Hey guys, before the video starts, I just want to say that the original voiceover files, audio files got corrupted or missing, and I have to redo them all over again. So I'm really disappointed the video's not going to come out as it was originally meant to be, but I did not want to give up on it, so I'm going to redo it again. So please guys, like and subscribe. Oh, hello, hi. My name is VG King, and before this video starts, I would like for you guys to check out this graph. As you can see, the majority of you guys are not subscribed. Now, I don't make this content for subscribers or viewers, but I do really enjoy making them and I work hard on them, and I would really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe. Especially if you're a persistent viewer and really enjoy the content I make. So yeah, just to keep that in your mind, I'm not asking for subscribers, well, not exactly. But if you guys really do enjoy this content, please consider subscribing. I'm not even asking you to turn on the bell notification icon. So yeah, I'm sorry to bother you. Let's continue with the video. Another thing to mention is that I got a brand new mic. So yeah, this is the brand new mic right here. It's a Tenor T 777 mic. I really like it. It has a nice little pop filter here, and it captures the audio quality pretty well. I honestly really enjoy this mic. It costs like $40. Not the best. It's not gonna be the best quality, but it's definitely gonna be better quality than my headset. I just really like it. I think it's gonna be a better improvement. I literally got this just for these type of videos. I don't know why it wasn't worth it. I have no idea. By this point, you guys have seen this mic in multiple videos, but this was the first time I legitimately used it in a video, so yeah. This video will be me explaining the Luigi's Mansion Iceberg and the content it sheds light on, and will be consistent of 5 layers: above the surface, below the surface, bottom of the iceberg, deep waters, and the depths. I will also state how plausible I think the theory is on the bottom right of the screen, to 1 out of 8 being impossible, and 8 out of 8 meaning it's true. So now that we have how this is going to work out of the way, let's get ready to dive into the Luigi's Mansion Iceberg. Totoka song. Kazumi Totoka is one of the main composers for Luigi's Mansion, and liked to occasionally sneak his own little tune into most of the games he worked on, Luigi's Mansion being no exception, and we can hear this little tune in the controls menu of the game when you wait long enough. There's also a file in the game called Pianist Quiz 03, implying that this was supposed to be played during Melody Pianissima's music quiz, but didn't get added, most likely not fitting to the Super Mario Bros. Theme. Space Road 2000. Space Road 2000 was the convention in which Nintendo would first announce Luigi's Mansion as well as other Nintendo games. And the reason it's so high on the list is because of its common association with this game, and just because of how different the beta was to what we know now as Luigi's Mansion. We also got a lot of interesting beta files that were never really explained, but we'll get more into that later in the video. The Mansion Contest. Now this is on the iceberg because it is commonly known that Luigi did not get this mansion through, I guess you could say, legitimate ways, but instead he won it on a contest that he never signed up for. We now know that this was meant to be a trap to lure Luigi into entering the mansion and getting stuck in a painting the same way Mario did. But luckily, Gadd was there to help Luigi realize his foolishness and instead help him take down the ghosts in the mansion. Ghosts are painted by Van Gogh. This theory basically states that all the minor ghosts in the mansion, like the punchers, twirlers, etc., are here because of Van Gogh, and this is part of his lifelong dream to bring his art to life. Literally. This is why he's one of my favorite ghosts. He's just so cool. The Lost Galleries. Now, I actually could not find anything relating to something called Lost Galleries, so I assume it has something to do with a different ghost gallery that was never added to the game, but I don't exactly know what this theory is supposed to mean. Ghosts playing cards. Now, this is one of the most notorious aspects to the Luigi's Mansion beta, because in the trailer it showed 3 ghosts playing cards at a table as the left ghost hits the one in the middle. And the reason why this is so interesting is because this is never seen or mentioned again, except once in the Ghost Portificationizer with a different picture of the 3 ghosts looking at the camera. Riding the Poltergust. This just relates to the fact that there are files in the game for a rideable poltergust that was just never added in the game. This is an audio clip that can be heard from Mario while Luigi is inside of the well. There's no theory or backstory behind this, it's just funny hearing Mario rush Luigi. The mansion is an illusion. I really like this theory because it relates to the mansion contest entry, because when Gadd first meets Luigi, he says that the mansion seemingly appeared out of nowhere, and was shortly accompanied by the arrival of Mario and then Luigi. Now this aids to the evidence that the mansion was a trap for Luigi and Mario, and was meant to be a ploy to take them down, and it almost worked, but luckily Gadd saved Luigi. Luigi's shoelace. I could not find anything relating to this, and the only thing that popped up was Mario's shoe, which is an item in the game, but has nothing to do with Luigi's shoelace, I'm sure. The green toad. Now this is pretty self-explanatory. There was an unused file for a green colored toad, but was never added to the game, and that's it. There's not much to it. PAL Hidden Mansion. The Hidden Mansion in Luigi's Mansion is on its own New Game Plus. Same game, same story, better equipment, but a lot more difficult. Now the PAL version is a different version of the American Hidden Mansion. Now it's some changes, being the mansion being mirrored, different hard locations, and just overall real minor but very noticeable differences. Ending graphics. According to the forums, there was different renditions of Luigi for a sort of alternate ending possibility, with two of them looking like they're the outcome of a good or neutral ending, while the other one definitely looks like a bad ending and just looks disturbing, to say the least. Now the only reason I could think of for them scrapping this idea is because of the disturbing bad ending. I guess you just can't plan for this sort of thing. When I look this up, literally nothing relating to the game pops up, so I assume it's meant to be something Mario, Luigi, or maybe even Gadd say, but for now it's a blank. Map 0. Now Map 0 is interesting because it was a test map and can only be accessed through action replay codes, and is very different from the original mansion. Now, the footage I'm about to show you was uploaded by the channel XWasp, so if you want to see more on the original video, make sure to check out their channel. Poison status. We know the poison mushroom in the game harms Luigi when accidentally touched, but there actually used to be a full-on effect in which Luigi would grab his throat as he gasped for air and slowly lose his health. Now obviously they removed this from the game for the same reason they removed the game over screen from the beta, because it's disturbing. The Safari Ghost. The Safari Ghost relates to a post in the Luigi's Mansion subreddit in which a user claims to have vividly remembered there being a boss ghost in a safari room, and according to him, he went up to his mom and asked her about a safari ghost, and she too remembers the ghost, even up to how you were supposed to take it down and how it looked. Now this is obviously fake, and there never has been a safari ghost, and it's all just a cause of poor memory from the user, but it would be cool. Outside of the mansion. I couldn't find anything specifically on this and could relate to the backyard of the mansion or the place in which you fight the ghost dog, although it might be a theory about an unused explorable area outside of the mansion, but as of now there is nothing confirmed. Reuse Super Mario 64 samples. This entry basically states that Luigi's Mansion uses audio clips from Super Mario 64. More specifically, we hear one during an encounter between Spooky the Ghost Dog and Luigi.
Ow! Oh, oh, nice doggy! Nice doggy! Oh, pet, pet!
Now this is reused from an audio cue in the DS version of Super Mario 64 when Luigi were to get hurt by fire or by lava. Luigi.mdl. I couldn't find a solid meaning behind this entry, besides the fact that Luigi.mdl was a model in the game files that doesn't appear to be used anywhere throughout the game, so that's pretty much it. How Mario was captured. This just explains how Mario got trapped by King Boo in the first place, causing this whole game to happen. Basically, Mario went to the mansion first, attempting to surprise welcome Luigi, although as he enters the mansion, King Boo catches him and traps him in a painting until Luigi comes and rescues him. The Astrology Room. I couldn't find anything on the astrology room, but if it's talking about the observatory is this out-of-world experience-like room, both figuratively and literally. As little meteors crash downward, Luigi can use a telescope to blow up the moon, and it's the location where you can retrieve Mario's star. Poltergeist prototype. The Poltergeist prototype was very different from how it is now, as it included a pressure meter that would blow Luigi back and take away health due to bursting in flames if not kept under control, would be able to spray water seemingly forever, and have different nozzles depending on what elements Luigi was using. The attic never lights up. This brings up the fact that no matter how much you try to clear out the attic level of the mansion, it will seemingly never light up and you will always encounter ghosts there. Removed multiplayer functionality. During original development, the creators had wanted and planned a multiplayer game mode in which Luigi would meet another Luigi, and there's actually a lot of codes and files that can be accessed that show this was definitely going to be a thing, but it's a real shame that it never actually got implemented. Early Mario model and Pikmin. Now I think the only reason it's an Iceberg is because of the Pikmin demo that comes with Luigi's Mansion, but essentially there is an unused Mario model in the Pikmin demo of the game, and no one knows why it's here in the first place. How the Boos were trapped. There is no official confirmation as to how the Boos were trapped, but the most popular theory is that they were meant to be trapped there, and it was an ambush for Luigi, meant to possibly also capture him. Full Space World FMV. The Space World FMV talks about how when Luigi's Mansion was first announced at Space World, they had shown an FMV on the game's beta which included lots of stuff we have never seen again. This means the footage of the full video, especially in good quality, is extremely hard to find, and we might never get the full FMV ever again. Out of Bounds Coin. Now there is actually a coin in Luigi's Mansion that is out of the map and cannot be accessed without cheating. Now no one knows why this coin is here, and we might never know. It might have just been a simple developer mistake. Overheat feature. Now we already talked about this earlier, in which Luigi could not use too much pressure on the Poltergeist or else it would burst into flames. Beta game over screen. This is a very popular and well-known addition to the beta of Luigi's Mansion, but basically the original game over screen showed Luigi in a depressive and morbid state, and it's easy to tell why it wasn't added in the final product. Depictions of portrait ghosts before death. I'm sure this entry is supposed to be about pictures or paintings of the portrait ghosts before they died, but I couldn't find anything on this. Chauncey died as an infant. Now I kinda see where this theory is trying to go, but in the description for Chauncey on the player's Game Boy Horror, it says that Chauncey was born a ghost and did not say as a young child. It does offer a different question though that I don't exactly feel comfortable talking about. All portrait ghosts were once alive. From what I found on the game's fandom page and such, the portrait ghosts were once alive, and we could for the most part see what hobbies they were doing and what clothes they had when they were alive, for the exception of a few like Jarvis or Bogmire. These ghosts were only remembered through paintings until King Boo brought them to life as ghosts, thus creating the portrait ghosts. Sue P died in her sleep. Sue P is a portrait ghost in the game that actually doesn't need to be caught to complete the game, and it is confirmed that Sue P, which is a Japanese onomatopoeia for sleeping, died in her sleep and now lays in eternal sleep on her bed until Luigi decides to disturb her. October 30, 2000 build. I found a lot of information on early builds, but none with the specific date, and the best I could find was this 2000 disc version of Luigi's Mansion, which has Luigi with the same expression as when he got attacked in the parlor that was presented in Space World 2000, but that's pretty much it. Basher. The Basher was an unused common ghost in Luigi's Mansion that looked like the beta version of the Gold Ghost and came in purple, red magenta, and blue purple. The Basher would be invisible as it sneaks up to Luigi, and when it got close enough, a blue puff of smoke would appear, along with text saying "Ba," as Luigi falls back and loses half his health, although he recovers it shortly after. The only way to counter him was with the Game Boy Horror, which would flash if one was nearby, although this feature was later removed, later to be replaced by the Boost Scanner, so along with that, the ghost was scrapped. Chef Ghost. On an early version of Luigi's Mansion, what appeared to be a chef ghost holding a tomato would be seen in the kitchen of the mansion, but this was removed from the final product, and the only reason I could think of them doing this was the fact that the kitchen is way too small and would have made the boss battle annoying or just claustrophobic. Behind the Mario painting. I couldn't find anything relating to behind the Mario painting, but the Mario painting is the painting that King Boo keeps Mario trapped in his weird dungeon as a sort of trophy. Luigi's hung shadow. This is a common theory many people have heard of, but I guess it's so low because of its grim nature. Basically, when you pick up the phone in the telephone room, when lightning strikes, you can see what looks like Luigi being hung from the ceiling. Now obviously this is a glitch and nothing more, but people started forming theories that Luigi hung himself and this game takes place in the afterlife. You know, classic dark theories. True ending. Now I couldn't find anything called true ending, but it might refer to the rank S ending in Luigi's Mansion, which is the best ending you can get in the game. Besides the score, you're rewarded with this huge mansion, but this ending is very difficult to get and only some people will really get it. Gadd's ladder. In Gadd's lab, you can see that there is a ladder in the background of the lab, but it's never explained where the ladder leads, so this makes us assume that the lab is underground. Although, if you use an action replay code, you can walk around Gadd's lab, and this surprisingly will let you climb the ladder, but this will just lead you out of bounds into a black texture. This does show that they might have been planning for a use for this ladder, possibly an area that the player could have accessed. The Daisy poster. For some reason in the game files, there is an unused texture of Daisy from Mario Tennis on the Nintendo 64, and this was most likely a texture used to test the mechanic in which you vacuum posters off the wall, as it is grouped up in a poster in the files. Gadd's true intentions. This entry is just a broad summary that Gadd is evil and is trying to eliminate the Mario Brothers. Kind of. We see this through stuff like Sunshine when Bowser Jr. says, "An old man in a white coat gave me this wand," which shows Gadd is partly responsible for the events of Sunshine, as he even made the flood that Mario uses. And Gadd is responsible for putting the portrait ghost into paintings. And King Boo wasn't even a problem until Gadd provoked him by capturing his booze. So in conclusion, Gadd is a pretty messed up guy. Death of Bowser. Similar to Bowser's body is taken over by King Boo in the final fight, but apparently Mario has killed Bowser in this universe, and we can prove this through a conversation with Madame Clairvoyant after you find all the Mario items. What is this? Bowser? How can this be? I see the hideous form of Bowser. Is Bowser somewhere in the mansion? I cannot believe it, and yet I see it. I thought that Mario had soundly defeated Bowser. Has King Boo somehow revived Bowser? This could be horrible. Well, for you. So yeah, apparently in this game, Bowser is dead. From the beginning. In the beta version of Luigi's Mansion, the game had another menu option called Skip Intro and From the Beginning. This felt very necessary since you could now just skip the intro either way, and if you want to start it from the beginning, you could just delete your save file or make a new one. So I'm pretty sure there was no reason to really implement this thing. 24-hour time limit. In the original version of the game, the player had 24 hours to save Mario before the game would show the original morbid game over screen, and then the game would restart. This of course was removed later on, probably to avoid the pressure of playing the game. Bad ending. We covered this earlier in the Iceberg, but the bad ending was one of the 3 endings in the game files and had a similar Luigi to the original game over screen, in which it shows Luigi in a depressive state after not being able to save Mario. Mansion's true origins. I couldn't find anything specific on this, but I think this entry relates to the fact that the mansion was truly an illusion, and that it seemingly appeared out of nowhere and was meant to be a trap to capture Mario and Luigi. B. Mario. B. Mario was the second model for Mario in Luigi's Mansion, said to be the same height as Luigi and strapped with the Poltergeist 3000. Now it's unknown why this is in the game files or its purpose, but judging by its B prefix, it could have been a boss or of sorts, or maybe part of the scrap multiplayer. We'll never know. ELH. ELH was a model in the beta that was never used again and appears to have been an unused boss. From what we know, he was defeated with elements and he looks gray, but apparently was supposed to have color but was never added. He can replace Toad in the foyer with an action replay code, and it's so weird to see him walk around and his attacks and everything. And I really do wonder what kind of boss it would have been, because he looks really cool and creepy and interesting, and he probably would have been one of my favorites if he was actually added in. Well guys, we finally completed the Luigi's Mansion Iceberg. I have been working on this video for months now. Been taking a lot of breaks here and there, but this video was really fun to do and I hope to do more videos like it. Oh god, I had to redo all the audio files I already said earlier, but that was fine. But this was fun to do. Really felt fun looking more into one of my favorite games of all time, Luigi's Mansion, and seeing all the lore and all the unused stuff behind it. And this was just a fun journey. I definitely do want to make another Iceberg video, or at least more, like I said before, more commentary videos. These were really fun to make, and I always love how I can get with them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys do enjoy the video and do want to see more like this, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and yeah, hope you guys have a good day. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.